What's up everyone, this is Mystic Wiz and we are back for more Bendy the Dark Revival. So in this episode, we'll be looking through the archives. Yes, this is just an extra episode for you guys to look through Bendy and the Dark Revival and what we get here. So let's look through the archives and there will be more reading there. Oh, the reads. Oh, I love this thing. Oh, woo. Okay. The Archives. Welcome to the Archives! Bendy and the Dark Revivals will be numerous characters that each held a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the Archives, you will learn a little bit more about them in an up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore. Thank you. Oh, it's just come out. Bendy, the iconic game, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit for his traditional cartoon appearance. By giving him a suit of clothes, he posed some minor challenges, especially creating a face that's rather the classic Bendy airy. Well, still managed to be heartwarming in the right condition. He is a fan favorite so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally advised Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks, so contrast the dark, low voice of the ink demon, but this turned out to be very distracting and the idea was grabbed pretty early up. Oh, nice. Okay, so... Oh, look at it. Artist Red's comfort. Let's look around here. Cashier. Oh. Alright, let's look at... Oh my god. Yeah, both of them is like... the ink demon as the... Oh. The ink demon, as the world of Dark Revival become more complex and established, we realized the ink demon design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous version of his appearance looks absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters. No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looks. The ink demon needed to look different than everyone else in the world and show a natural progression of the ink demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. Now, indeed with the poll title. So it's still the same, right? I guess it's the same. Okay, oh, the ink machine. Designed by Thomas Connor of the Gen Corporation, stolen by Joey Drew, retrieved by Archgate, and once again reclaimed by Gen. The ink machine next adventure is a mystery. So it was stolen. I thought he bought it. Wow. And great, it's Wilson. Wilson cartoon. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first, the player was purposely led to believe he is a one-note character, obviously evil with an over-the-top villain personality, but as the story progresses, we see other sides of the character and the player becomes meddled with who this man really is. In one draft, Wilson was written as a servant of Nathan Ash Jr. Wait, isn't he Nathan Ash Jr.? As a separate character of the time, but the story made far more sense when the two characters become one, eliminating a lot of needless. Alright, so they're planning to have like two characters, but end up like, oh screw it, yeah, the lowly son or something. Audrey cartoon. Audrey is a kind-hearted role with courage, determination, some flaws, and a deep dark past to make our story work. We needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect fresh eyes to help the experience the adventure. From day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed, and stand out from the other members of the cast. Indeed. Alright, let's look through here. I can enter here? Okay, the keepers. Wilson, deadly guards, and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the keepers will get the job done no matter the cost. They are responsible for placing the ink demon inside the smaller form, keeping his power sealed away until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. The keepers were visually designed to reflect the danger and evils of the ink machine itself. Faces being made of gears and wires, with no sense of morality, ordered around like kettles, creation living without purpose. Yeah, the keepers. Because I had to deal with it. Okay, the Butcher Gang. Belly, Carly, and Edgar, the three original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the ink machine. She is constructed by Alice Angel for body parts and bound together to stay alive with sneak attacks on their prey. In Dark Revival, we meet an artificial fourth member of the gang, Kale, the ghost girl, although when you begin to examine her closely, Kale appears to only be a shell with perhaps someone inside. Oh, it was a girl. Okay, so these are all the butcher gang. Oh, so terrifying. Okay, so that's all the enemies. That's Wilson. Anyone else here? Oh, hey, Sammy Lawrence. Sammy Lawrence, the famous music composer of the studio. Sammy Lawrence originally had a slightly larger role in the story of Dark Revival, but in the story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in the favor of telling a more convoluted storyline, although it is interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in Bendy and the Ink Machine long before Potter and Audrey Coville did. Okay, so yeah, it's so funny that he's like just there's the Ink Demon. Okay, this is Alice Angel, the self-appointed queen of the studio. Alice Angel is one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Forever lost in the tide of insanity, she is absolutely delighted to write for as a character as an angel with many layers. And we'll only tell if the inky templates will ever appear. Oh, Amok. Hi, Amok. Ruler of a super code. Lord Amok illustrate how the world of the ink had continued to develop into different societies. He visited the darkest places, though he was weak in a fight. His name will simply never die. I am Amok. Your name, no Amok. What Mugfler? Chipdole Dudley. The demented invention of Wilson, created to serve the dual purpose of deterring the Ink Demon in the cartoon world, and also upstaging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Arch. Neither of these happened. Sepahoy Dudley is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin, similar to that of Bendy, along with his sidekick Cracker the Crab. Is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventure they will have together. Yeah, so much more Wilson had inside. They never even mentioned that. King Widow. Ink widows have begun to infest where the light grows darkest. The king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when it's young and are threatened. It's Steve, a lurker. The lurker, or Steve as he became to be known, was originally created as a brute-type enemy that would be free roam the way lost ones do, but ultimately felt unnecessary as the rampant Ink Demon's encounters already fulfilled the role of putting in the player on edge while exploring previous diverse locations. In the end, the lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, eventually expanding him into a more than just a typical enemy. Thank you! If he become an enemy, I will surely die. Okay. I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Okay, so let's look at the other side. Here is the one. The Cycle Breaker. It's Henry Stein. We get to see him closer. The original Cycle Breaker. Henry Stein is the ghost of a man who lost his purpose years ago. Once filled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the Ink Demon and finding his way home to his wife, Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. Save as a special surprise for fans of the Bendy and the Ink Machine game, Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years, but Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal, finally. Returning for another victory over the Ink Demon, Allison is always the voice of reason, a beacon of hope. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy and the Ink Machine game to maintain her personality, but with more fidelity. The purpose of meeting Allison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction. At the start, Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. It's a pity we didn't get to be with. for a while. Tom is Allison's silent protector and the only Boris clone involved in the main story. Where is Boris the wolf? Rumor has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark survival story of his own. Oh, yeah. The dark. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Let's see. Betty, a faithful maid among the other things to Wilson. Betty was an important character to the story of Dark Revival. As a field experiment and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio, she was able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or is she just bystander. Behind her mask, there are still answers to be found. Okay, let's see. Joey Drew memory. The man, the legend, the memory. Creating the version of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. It was clear from the start that this Joey would be different from the one from the original Bendy and the Ink Machine game. He was a man of the guild from a past life, but without the experience to fully understand it, the real Joey Drew made many mistakes, but ultimately learned from them. This doesn't absolve him of his sin, but at the end of his life, he was able to help correct some of them and help the darkness he created. Nice! Okay, so we've got one more room left, and which is... Oh. Okay. Okay, Nathan Ash was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up for nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own dream. He and his wife Tasha raised a son with as much love as care as they could, despite Nathan's career pressure. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business enterprise. Now, no one is. Audrey, the unknowing daughter of an animation pioneer. Audrey has blocked out the memory of her past after losing her father, but his role in her life was not over. Her talented animator artist, her skills landed her a job at Archives. Was it fate that led her to reunite with Joey Drew Machine, the machine of above, or was it planned? Planned is definitely planned. Hunted by the impossible shadow of Nathan Ash, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon his new master. Holding the second in place, he continued his experiment that could not fully be realized until the ink demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering to and from the ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. Okay. Oh god. So yep, I guess that's all of the things we can learn from the archives. Oh god. Nice. It's a pity we can't see the memories here. It would be nice if we can just look through here instead of having to go back into the game, but screw it, I'm not looking through that again. Even though, yeah. Actually, we missed out one of them. So, yep, I'm just going to end this episode here. This is just focusing on looking through the archives, the character introduction, and the itinerary they had. So, yeah. Nice to look through it. I'm not sure it's considered Audrey cartoon because it's in the Inky world, not really a cartoon. So yeah, so I'm just gonna end this episode here. So yeah, we're just focusing on the archives, and yeah, that's all. So yeah, so in the next video, I'll be still doing some I don't know what this is. Some other indie horror games, maybe mascot horror games, I'm not sure, but yeah, so I was just going to end this episode here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to hit the subscribe button for more horror games. I sure to keep on playing it. I know it will take a while to upload a video here or record a video because yeah, not everything. Sometimes I have to record like a few videos a day and then like edit it like a few days or what, because it's not usually I have a lot of time to do this. So yeah, so I'm gonna end this episode here. So yep, I'll see you guys in the next video. So good night everyone, and I'll see you guys then.